going on, guys? Snake Eyes here, bringing you some Souls news. And a couple of days ago, Namco posted on their Tumblr a complete patch list for an update that's going to be coming out fairly soon. And this video is basically going to be covering some of the major fixes that are included in that list and also talking about them a little bit in detail. But getting right into it, it looks like From has finally found a solution for soul memory, and what they ended up doing was inserting an item called the Agape Ring, which basically is going to allow people to maintain soul memory and make sure they stay in the tier that they want to stay in. Once the player equips the Agape Ring, souls collected from kills during online play will be absorbed by the ring rather than the player. And like I said before, this basically allows people to manage the soul memory and the soul memory tier, with two drawbacks. One being that you have to basically use a ring slot, and then two, you knowingly forfeit every single soul that you collect. And while this might not necessarily be the fix that we were hoping for, this is the one that we got, and to be completely honest, this is better than nothing. It also looks like if players choose to join the Covenant of Champions, enemies will now have unlimited respawns, basically allowing you to farm. And then what they ended up doing was making all stones drop a little bit more often, hopefully making progression in that rank a little bit more easier. Another fix, and honestly probably my favorite one in this entire list, is that players on their first playthrough can now match with players on their second or further playthrough. Now this is actually huge because with the next gen console version coming out fairly soon, to be honest, I wasn't really looking forward through playing the game 2 times to finally start getting into PvP. And now that I'm going to be basically able to join and fight against people who are on multiple playthroughs or above, I'm really glad of hearing this. So now honestly, I'm only really just going to play through the game once and start PvP right away. That's kind of huge for me, and to be honest, that's probably my favorite fix in this entire list. For those who are mainly interested in the story, it looks like you got a couple of fixes as well. Additional item description texts are going to be added in the game, which I'll go ahead and show a few screenshots of. If you want to go ahead and pause and read them, go ahead and feel free to do that. Also, they're going to be adding a new NPC whose name is the Scholar of the First Sin. And from what the description says, it looks like the Scholar of the First Sin is going to be having multiple encounters with you throughout the story and could possibly give you an alternate ending on the story itself. Now I want to go ahead and take the time to talk about the Scholar of the First Sin just a little bit more, because I'm actually very curious on exactly who this person is. To be honest, when I first read it, I don't know why, but the Furtive Pygmy kind of came to mind really quickly. Like I said, it was just something that I really thought of, and throughout Dark Souls 2 and even through the DLCs, it seems like they touched down on all of the great souls and never really even talked about the Pygmy. I could be completely wrong. I'm not really the greatest in Dark Souls 2 lore. I didn't really pay attention to it as much as I did in Dark Souls, so he could be in there somewhere and I probably just missed it, and if I did, then let me know, because I actually really want to look into that a little bit more. But to be completely honest, I would really like it if the Scholar of the First Sin had some type of connection with the Furtive Pygmy. I could be completely wrong, and if I am, then oh well, but it's something that I personally hope for. Let me know what you hope for. What do you think the Scholar of the First Sin is going to be, and how do you think he's going to tie into the story? But those were some of the major fixes that I thought were actually pretty damn awesome. There are a lot more, and if you guys want to check out the complete list, what I'll go ahead and do is leave a link in the description below so that way you guys can check it out. I highly recommend checking it out because they have a lot of major and minor fixes, and hopefully for some who've decided to take a break from Dark Souls 2, hopefully you can look at this and with the update coming out, maybe hop back on. The release date for this patch is going to be February 4th for North America, and I hear by February 5th everybody is going to be able to download the update and experience all these changes for themselves. But that's pretty much going to wrap up this video, so leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already. What fixes are you most excited for? That's something that I really want to know. How do you feel about this soul memory fix, and what do you think about the Scholar of the First Sin? I really want to know, and I want to hear your comments about it. But like I said, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video, so thank you guys for watching, and until next time, take care.